the heat, Sirius XM. Cool. I'll put the funny headphones on. You can leave yours off. I just like perspective. That's all. To make sure I can hear you.
Oh, well,
sure I can
you know,
fully
I am a
get
whisperer.
the experience. Yes.
I am a whisperer.
Yes, we will allow for that.
The sweater whisperer. The wool whisperer.
The wool whisperer.
No. Wah. Whisperer. Whisperer.
With WH?
Yes. Like Elmer Fudd would say. She's the sweater whisperer.
She's the whisperer. Whoopi is here.
It fell all the way now, look.
See?
Now it looks like a friend. I'm sorry. You can't make these jokes anymore. You can't make these
You're on
jokes
satellite.
anymore.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Who told you that? Really? Really? I remember stand-up Whoopi.
Well, stand-up Whoopi is still pretty bad. She's still pretty funny. But, you do have to, give a little bit of attention to all this insanity that's going on. I'm thrilled that it's all happening.
Yeah. You've got the daytime panache. Is that what you're saying? What you've had to kind of?
No. That my show, the View doesn't make me do anything.
Okay.
They don't. We're not scripted. What you hear is what we're saying.
Yes.
But sometimes, timing is everything. Sometimes you make a joke and it's like, this might have been a little too soon.
Yeah.
And I'm watching people as they try to stumble their way through it to find where, if anywhere, there is anything humorous to say. And it's hard because there's not a lot you can say when someone has been, abused.
You know who does it well or tries to find funny through the pain are comics. Like you guys have the wherewithal to kind of find something funny in the pain.
Yeah.
And it works.
Well, but it takes time.
Yeah.
And you make a lot of missteps first, But the man who did it the best that I'd ever seen is a kid called Earthquake.
Yes.
You know Earthquake?
I do.
Man, I'm telling you, after 9/11, we were in Colorado at the Colorado comedy festival. And everybody, truly, it was like a bar joke. Why the long face? Because everybody was totally freaked out.
Right.
And everyone was saying and then these are big comics going, I don't know how to do this because I don't know how to find it.
A lot of comics didn't touch 9/11 for a minute.
And Earthquake came in and he said, wow, that Osama bin Laden is a hell of a motivational speaker. The whole room stopped. And it was like, okay. He said, because it's something else when you can say to people, you go do this,
right.
I'll wait for you here.
Right.
And that was all she wrote. And I thought, yes, okay, I understand. And no one does it or did it as well as Earthquake did. I mean, for me, that was an eye-opener of how to move forward with something.
By the way, if you're listening, we just jumped into the conversation. She needs no introduction. I mean, certain people just one name will do it. Cher, Madonna, Kunta. Sometimes just one. Sometimes just one word will do it. Whoopi is here.
Hello, I am
Whoopi.
Here. Hello, darling.
Yes. How are you?
I'm very well.
It must be very cool to be Whoopi. I've followed you for quite some time, and you've done everything you've wanted to do.
Not everything, but I've done a lot. Sometimes it's great to be me. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to be me because I sometimes face the wind.
Yeah, you have.
And, sometimes you get hit with it. But I feel very strongly that you're allowed to have your opinion. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to have it. And I might not like it, but I will fight for your right to have it.
The blessing is that I believe that the fact that you're here enables you to have an opinion. The fact that you are, where you are, no matter where you are. If you have a captive audience of 12 coworkers or millions every day like you have, whatever your vessel is, you were meant to express yourself in that place.
Yeah,
in that sense.
And that's one of the kudos of being an American citizen.
Yeah,
is being able to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing.
Right.
And that's what allows us to allow people we really disagree with to march.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know we have to let you march. We don't have to come out and watch you, but we'll let you march.
You're very outspoken, and I want to touch. Not even outspoken. You just say what people sometimes are a little afraid to say.
Maybe.
Yeah. I want to get into that because, by the way, technically she's here. The fabulous Whoopi Goldberg is here to talk about her Christmas sweaters, which you do every year.
This is a good way to get into what we're talking about because this idea that people don't understand why we say happy holidays. Well, it's because Christians are not the only people in the world. We have Jewish people. We have Ramadan. People are celebrating all kinds of stuff. So instead of walking up to you and saying, "Hey, are you Jewish?" I just figured, I figured it's this time of year. You're seeing trees and menorahs. You're seeing Kwanzaa things. So it's a holiday. So I don't know what you are, but happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
That's how that works.
I can't wait to get your opinion on 45's whole Merry Christmas push and that whole thing.
But that's fine. You should say Merry Christmas to the people who celebrate Christmas. But not everybody in the United States does.
Yeah.
And I think that if these holidays are happening at the same time, that happy holidays to respect each celebratory group is okay. And so this deflection of you must say Merry Christmas. No, you must not. You don't, not if I don't celebrate Christmas. Why would you say that?
45 would say we're being too PC by not saying
Well,
it.
here's what is PC means. You can't get away with the stuff you used to say that nobody said anything about because, they didn't feel like they had a voice, whether it's women or black folks or Latinos or,
or gays. I'm watching Delirious the other day.
Yeah.
Half the stuff in Delirious would never be said in 2017.
No, you couldn't say it. But you have to recognize that groups of people who now have a voice say, I don't like that. That's about my people.
Yeah.
That's not funny to me. Now, the response to that is when you see someone who does that, don't go see them. Because going to see them, knowing that that's what they're going to do, to be mad, that seems a waste of time. Yeah.
Right.
But if you feel that way, you have every right to say, this doesn't work for me. And you're not being PC, and there's nothing wrong with you saying it doesn't work for me because it doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Period. You have the right to say, come on, 100 years you making fun, and now I'm saying, hey, could you cut it out?
Right.
Now everybody's like, oh man, that's so PC.
I've been coughing for 100 years, and I finally asked for a lozenge, and now you tripping?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg is here. So much to get into. It's The Heat, Sirius XM. Be right back. More Whoopi.
I know these things, but come on, Pop.
We good?
No.
Check.
Don't know why. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this. I've been blessed to been doing this for 25 years.
Wow.
Since I graduated from college.
Wow.
Thank you. Yes,
Well done.
I love it. There's nothing else I
I
want to
love
do.
radio.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I remember when, I don't know if it was Premiere that syndicated your morning show at one point.
Yeah. And then they got very upset with us because we, I didn't want to do the same shit that everybody was doing.
Right.
I wanted to tell kids what was happening. Kids are in the car listening,
I think this what kind of got Nick Cannon kind of off of it because they kind of wanted to put him in cookie cutter kind of morning radio, and it wasn't kind of his vibe.
No.
Yeah.
That's why they fired me.
Wow.
So look, you're not getting it. People they want you to tell them stuff.
Yeah.
I said, but I have nothing to say. I'll tell you what time it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about the kids. I'll tell you what's interesting out there.
That's some cool shit because I realized you like doing things conventional, unconventionally. Like when you had your talk show at night, it was a half an hour.
Yeah.
Just you.
Yeah.
There was no audience. It was just you and a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
a
was so
piano.
different from everything else that was
Yeah.
on at the time. It was like, wow.
Yeah, they took us off there too.
I know, right.
They were like, "You are a boring bitch." You know that? I was like, God, I don't think I'm boring, but I'm not. I am not. My interests are different.
Yes.
And so how I want to do things is a little bit different.
We are back.
We are back.
Whoopi Goldberg is here. Now, Whoopi technically is here to
Yes.
promote her latest line of holiday sweaters. But talking to Whoopi Goldberg about holiday sweaters is like talking to like Barack about being a senator. Like, you know what I mean? There's so much more like
There is, but the truth of the matter is this. There are many things in the world that make me happy. And because I was raised by a woman who loved the holidays, every night, the whole week before Christmas, something was happening. Like you'd go to bed and you'd wake up and windows were done. You know,
Right.
you used to have this pink wax, and they'd give you stencils in the holidays.
And you would
put you'd have trees. Now the trees were pink, okay?
Yeah.
But it was holiday stuff.
You had a pink tree household. It's fine.
Pink trees and all
We
the
ain't gonna judge you.
And then you'd go to bed, and the next day you'd wake up, and the tree would be there, but it would have nothing on it.
Right.
Now, I have no idea how she did this because it would go. And so the next day was the tree, and then you go to sleep, and then you'd wake up, and then some of the tree would be done. And she never, my mother would never say, because I'd be like, and she'd go, what?
Right. It's just like magic. Like
just magic. Yeah.
One day that there are more sprinkles on it. Next day there's a star on it. Yeah.
And going to Christmas Eve, so the tree is completely done and it's naked underneath, and there's nothing underneath, and it would have been fine because the process of watching it sort of happen was so magnificent. And then my brother and I would get up, and there would be all the toys that we had talked about, like in January.
Right.
Somehow she had it in her head. And I grew up in the projects. I don't know where she hid stuff.
I was the same way. Right.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know how they got it in. Because, when you're a kid, you swear you're awake.
Yes.
You'd be like this.
Yes. I would check under beds.
Yes.
I'd check in my mom and dad's closet. Right.
And to up until almost the day my mom died, I would say to her, where did you put everything? She said, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, you do know. And she'd say, I don't.
It was like magic in the house.
It was magic. And that's what the sweaters are about.
Yeah.
The sweaters are about, because kids don't get to be kids very long these days, I feel. And so I want it silly. I want it fun. And I wanted something that would make people laugh. And
nothing says fun like a farting gingerbread man, by the way, Whoopi.
well, you have to go with my sense of humor.
Got it.
But a farting gingerbread man is great. Last year, somebody took a bite out of him.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, there's families. There's baby black Santa. Because I think the idea of babies with beards is funny.
Right.
So I put a baby black Santa on, and I did a series of them, but not for this collection. So I did baby black Santa this year because they didn't do it for last year.
How many years have you been doing this?
This is the second year.
Okay.
And now we're with Zappos, which I love. Because Zappos, I shop on Zappos, so that makes me happy that people can go and find things. This is $89. It's an $89 sweater. It feels good. It's big.
Yes.
It's fun. It's silly.
Yes. It is a nice coverage, and it looks warm. I don't have mine. I'm assuming it'll come in the mail, but they seem really warm and snug.
They are snug. They're fun. There's one and one says, my mom and dad went to the inn, and all I got was a sweater.
Yes.
I love that one. Now I had to change it.
Like you in a brainstorming session back in July when you're just like, you know what, I want to do this. This is funny. This is funny.
I did these last January.
Awesome.
Because I knew what I wanted.
Right.
And because I had such a good time doing the first batch that I thought, I'll do some more. But what I love now is that they actually will fit over your behind.
Nice.
Because last year they were kind of petite and small. And we couldn't
figure
figure out.
Right.
They were really tight, and even I couldn't wear them.
No, you need some sweaters for that ass.
You need to walk that ass into these sweaters, okay? And we did. I did. Have you ever seen the twerking Santa?
No.
Oh my God, it is the best thing. I can't remember the song he's twerking to, but when you click him, his butt does the twerk. So I wanted to put those on the sweater.
Okay.
I wanted a twerking butt on the sweater. They said, look, if we put a twerking butt on the sweater, those sweaters are not going to be $89. I was like, okay. So there's two fuzzy Santa balls there.
Okay. He's like a jiggling Santa. He's like a...
no, you can just...
gyrating Santa.
No, he's not moving at all.
Okay.
But they're 3D. But it's just,
Use
it's
your
just
mind
fun.
and kind of,
It's just fun, and I believe it's important that you leave a little mirth wherever you go.
Absolutely.
More
inside the mind of Whoopi Goldberg here on The Heat, Sirius XM. We are The Heat, Sirius XM. A great way to cap off your weekend and end a long week. I've been telling you about, she's been here. I've been talking about her coming here all day. Whoopi Goldberg is here.
Hello.
One of my many. I'm not going to get to all my questions, and that's fine.
You might.
But yo, Whoopi and Maya, are you still doing that?
Yes. Oh,
really?
Yes.
Can you explain, because I can't do it justice, what Whoopi and Maya is?
Okay, so a friend of mine called Rick Cusack used to run what's the magazine? High Times. And we would have conversations. He'd say, this one's Snoop's doing this and Willie's doing this. And I said, is anybody working on anything for women? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, for period cramps. And he was like, no, that is a niche market.
And the light bulb over your head went off again.
Well, what I didn't realize was that this was something that I knew in the years that I was having cramps, that this was something that made them feel better.
Yeah.
But I stopped, because I stopped smoking cigarettes, so I wasn't able to smoke a joint.
Okay.
And my daughter gave me a vape pen, and I started realizing medicinally what it does for my system. I have all kinds of weird glaucoma stuff.
Okay.
So that means that you have the eyeball and the nerve between the thing that holds your eyeball here will swell when you have glaucoma, and it gives you headaches. So I didn't realize that was making me feel better. And then because I stopped smoking. I wasn't smoking anything, and I'd get the headaches. And they never connected the two until I got the vape. My kid gave me a vape and said, this might help. And so I was like, oh, okay, so this works. That's great. And then I remembered, because I'm getting up there, so I don't really have cramps anymore unless I'm running. Not. So I thought, well, I would like to put something together that will help women, because the last thing that was created for women for cramps was called Pamprin. It was done in 1963. And the first thing was done in the 1800s. I'm trying to remember. It'll come back to me.
Was it a pill or was it?
Yeah, it's a pill. Okay. It's the most famous pill. It'll come to me. And I thought, that's really that's all. That's it.
Right.
And so, as I asked them to find me somebody who I could do this with, and they found me a woman named Maya Elizabeth, and she and I, for a year, she'd mix stuff up, and I'd give it to folks to rub on to see if it helped. And when we got to the place where it was working, we said, okay, now we're ready to present it to the world. And what we discovered was women have been waiting for something that they don't have to take a giant pill. They don't have to, try to lose potential work. They can actually work through this, So we've created something that allows women to keep at work, kids, girls to stay in school. And, you don't need us to get high. You're not going to get our products to get high. You have weed maps for that.
Weed maps?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And people who deliver.
Yeah.
But what you're going to get from us is you're going to get relief.
Okay.
And what we've also discovered is guys are using our products because muscle issues are muscle issues.
I was just about to say, right. I mean, like for athletes, this could come in handy.
It's perfect for
Absolutely.
athletes. It's wonderful. And again, we have a soak so you can get in the tub.
Kind of a weed soak? You can soak in like THC? I don't understand. This sounds very revolutionary.
No, it's not revolutionary. But CBD does the same thing. I don't know if you know that. So CBD soaks are great as well.
Okay.
But if you need something a little stronger, you want your THC. So we have a soak. We also have a cacao, like a chocolate, because it settles the stomach. It's also good. We're finding people who are going through chemotherapy say, oh, it settles my stomach, and it doesn't. It makes me feel a little bit better, and I don't mind eating. Our products don't work for everybody, but they seem to give relief to a lot of people. So I just, I'm thrilled, and we're really a good little company.
I love it.
So Whoopi and Maya, unfortunately, it's just available in California, but we are just going into Colorado, and we're trying to get all of these, because you can't get anything here in New York,
right?
Because everything is so oddly put. So what we're trying to do is get people to understand that this is also something that you can prescribe for.
Yes.
Because if it means that women can stay at work, it's not a bad thing.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We're going to wrap this up with Whoopi in a minute. It's The Heat, Sirius XM.
Why?
So, Whoopi, I heard that you retired from acting like a while ago. Is that accurate?
I don't think so.
Because your movies, because let me tell you, we all know The Color Purple. We all know Ghost. We all know. But you know what? I remember watching like Burglar. I remember watching like Fatal Beauty back in the day. Like your movie, you have so many films.
Yeah. I had to get out of Los Angeles. Los Angeles is not, you start to get older and you start to feel rough in LA. And so I came back to New York. I haven't retired from movies, but there's a lot of stuff I want to do, things I would have some fun doing, but it's also trying to find the time. And let's face it, baby, it's a young person's game these days, and a very light-skinned person's game.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. I love the fact that you can tell those Hollywood stories and keep it 100. Like that's the way it is.
Well, it is. I mean, I knew I was going to get old, but damn, I didn't expect it quite this fast. But no, I am available for films, and I do Blue Bloods.
You do.
I do Instinct, which is another CBS show, and I do The View. So if there's anyone out there with something great you want me to do,
look here, you already got the big four. You don't need any more, okay?
No, I do. Come on in.
Do you want another E, another G, another O, another T?
No, you know what I want is I want the ability. See, that's how old I am. Did you hear that squeak? That was my knee.
Right, okay.
I stood up.
Okay.
And here it comes. I'm standing up with the other one. Oh, that's me. I want the ability to have as much fun in as many places as I can. That's all I ever wanted. I want to have some. I don't. You never know who's gonna like a movie or who's not gonna like a movie. Don't worry about it. I will get you. Sit your ass down. Sit down, baby. We gonna do you. Oh, you got a live show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, sit down. All right. So I just want to have a good time. Life's very, very short.
Yeah.
It's very, very short, and there's a lot to be angry about, but I don't want to be angry.
You don't come across as angry.
Well, I don't want to be angry. I just don't want to.
Okay, so before the great Larry Flick takes over,
Larry Flick, hey.
a very short game of words with Whoopi.
Okay.
First word that comes in your mouth, into your thought pattern, into your orbit, to your universe. When I say these words.
Okay.
Miss Seeley.
Great experience.
Ghost.
Great her experience.
Lauryn Hill.
Really interesting experience.
Burglar.
Crazy Bobcat Goldthwait.
Wow. Baghdad Cafe.
Oh, what a good piece that was. Miss it.
Soap Dish.
One of the all-time great movies ever. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Yeah.
Barbara Walters.
Savior.
Bill Cosby.
Tough. Because you want to say, come on, Bill. But you got questions and you're not allowed to ask. So I'm going to shut the fuck up.
Amen. Hattie McDaniel.
Queen. Number one.
Marijuana.
Today's penicillin.
Okay. Colin Kaepernick.
You know what? I'm taking a knee to him. I just, I listen to people just kind of put him down and do all kinds of stuff, and I listen to all these wonderful owners who have these places, and I just have to say, if you have black men on your teams, you know exactly why they're taking the knee. You know exactly why they're doing this. And for y'all to pretend that you don't get what he's doing, he does his job. He does his job. And let's not start talking about, the fact that we just started getting all of this insanity recently.
Right.
But he's not un-American. He's quite American. He's playing the great American game. So, everybody just back up and hire this man because, if the emails turn out to be that y'all have been colluding to keep him out, that's a mistake. Somebody better hire him soon before the poop hits the fan.
Be consequences and repercussions. Last name.
Mine?
No. My last name. Trump.
He's there.
Say no more. Whoopi Goldberg. Zappos. The sweaters are out now.
Yes.
Get the farting gingerbread man, please.
Farting gingerbread
Yes.
man, baby
Yes.
black Santa, the two kissing Santa, the Santerettes. There's so many. You'll have a great time.
I love it. We love you. Thank you, Whoopi.
Thank you.
It's the heat, Sirius XM.